What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and on today's video, well, first of all, today's video is the weekly running and training vlog. So the main purpose is for you to tell me about your week of running. I want to hear about your successes, and I definitely want to hear about your setbacks. And you're probably noticing that right now I have this horrible boot-like thing sitting here on my desk. And the reason I've got it here is because it's kind of like show and tell for my video. A couple weeks ago, I started getting pain when I was getting out of bed. So I would sleep soundly through the night, I'd get out of bed, and then I couldn't put any weight on the heel of my right foot. And if you've ever had it, you know that feeling. It is plantar fasciitis. So I broke out the old boot and I've been sleeping with this for about 10 days. And let me tell you, and I brought this up just because some of you may be dealing with plantar fasciitis and you may not be sleeping in a boot. So this is how plantar fasciitis usually affects me. I only notice it when I get out of bed. After my foot has been kind of resting, that plantar fascia on the bottom of your foot kind of relaxes, and then when you get out of bed, it goes into dorsiflexion, and that's when the pain strikes. So usually when I have it and I get up and I walk around and my plantar fascia warms up, I usually don't feel it for the rest of the day. It's generally not a problem when I'm running. However, the pain is so intense for like the first few minutes that I'm awake, it's worth wearing a boot. So immediately from the first night that I started wearing this boot, I could get out of bed and I could walk around. And I've been wearing it ever since. And there's a bit of a trade-off, like my sleep hasn't been as good for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, just because, believe it or not, this thing is not comfortable to sleep in. But eventually I get so exhausted that I do just fall asleep, and then I've got no pain all day. Anyway, that wasn't what I wanted to talk to you about today. This article that I came across in coachbag.co.uk is just a bit of fluff. If you've been running for a while, it's just stuff that you probably already know, but it's always good to hear again. Now, if you are a new runner, this stuff could blow your mind. And if you are a new runner watching this video, thank you. Stick around, got some good stuff planned. But for now, we're talking about the article titled 11 Benefits of Running That Will Make You Want to Start Right Now. And like always, I will link to this article in the show notes below. So if you want to read it, click on the link. All right, guys, I've said it before. My favorite part of making these videos is our communication back and forth with you guys. So if you hear something that you agree with, something you like, even better, something that you disagree with, or something you don't like, I want to hear about it in comments below. Okay, so the first one, the number one benefit of running that will make you want to start right now is that running gets you fitter. Okay, before you click off, hold on, it's going to get better than this. They aren't all this obvious. But guys, there's more to it. This isn't just about getting fitter for running. Running is a great way to get fitter for running, but there are also other benefits. We're talking that runners are going to lower their risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, blood pressure, strokes. All of those improve when you get fitter. So while this part isn't really about running, other than running gets you fitter, my friends, if you are a runner, if you are thinking about becoming a runner, becoming fitter is a pretty good side effect of our sport. And I've said it before, and I know I'll say it again, but you and I, we owe it to our families to be as fit as we can be. We owe it to our families to be around as long as possible. And the number one reason of becoming fitter kind of ties into the number two reason, and that is that you will lose weight. Or I should say, running can help you lose weight. Generally speaking, losing weight is just physics. If you burn more calories throughout the day than you take in, you are probably going to lose weight over time. And when you run, running increases that calorie burn. So not only are you getting fitter, you are helping yourself lose weight, if that is a goal for you. But I am certainly not saying that any weight is better than another weight, and I don't want to body shame anyone. This is strictly informational that running can help you lose weight, if that's a goal. Consequently, I've also made several videos about how you can actually gain weight while running. So go and check the library if you're interested in that side of running. The third benefit of running that'll make you want to get started right away is that running is good for your mental health. And if you also think running is good for your mental health, I want you to just give me a little thumbs up emoji in the comments. Because my friends, if you haven't tried it, running is a pretty good pick-me-up. And you know what? It's backed by science. So Brendan Stubbs from the Institute of Psychiatry, Psychology and Neuroscience at King's College in London conducted a study in 2018 in which he looked at 260,000 people. Pretty good sample size. And it was found that when people did 150 minutes a week of moderate and vigorous physical activity, their risk of depression was reduced by 30%. And if you were wondering what the recommended amount of exercise to do each week is, the WHO does recommend 150 minutes of moderate exercise every single week. So all you got to do is the absolute minimum, and you can reduce your chance of depression by 30%. Pretty good. The fourth benefit of running that'll make you want to start right now is that running is a great way to meet up with old friends and meet new friends. So we're all busy. No one likes to hear about how busy other people are, because really we are all busy. But guys, I need you to squeeze in just enough time to go for a run. And if you can ring a friend and say, hey, meet me for a run, just half an hour, you can chat, you can get in that run, and it will make the time fly by. I promise you. Sharing a run with someone makes the time just disappear. And as far as new friends, try going to races. Us runners, we're a pretty friendly bunch. If you go up to some rando at a race, I pretty much guarantee they're going to want to talk to you, especially if you want to talk about running. And then of course we have our online running community, which I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with my friend making ability online. I've made so many good running friends on Strava, here on YouTube, on Instagram. There are a lot of phenomenal athletes out there. So don't be scared. Use running as a tool to make friends. All right guys, we're flying through this. We're on to the 5th benefit of running that'll make you want to start right now. And that is that running can provide motivational targets for your exercise. And guys, if there was one topic that I have made the most videos on, it is definitely motivation. Sometimes we can make goals that aren't specific. So take the new year, for example. Sometimes some of us will roll into the new year and we'll be like, yeah, I want to get fit in the new year. My friends, that motivation is not going to last for long. But if you're a runner, there are so many different ways that you can stoke this motivation to keep this habit, which should really be a lifetime habit, keep it going past that initial 6 weeks. I think that's about the time that most people stick to a resolution. So running can help you set these goals, which will keep you motivated. And it could be couch to 5K, 10K, any race distance. You could register for a race 6 months out, a year out, and then you've always got something that you're working towards. And those goals seem a little excessive if you're just getting started, but perhaps you could run for 2 minutes and then walk for a minute, then you can extend that amount of run time. There are literally an unlimited amount of ways that you can structure your runs to stoke your motivation. Now, it isn't always easy, and you probably hear me talking about discipline just as much as motivation, so sometimes you have to have that discipline to get started. But make those goals, my friends, that is the first step. Number 6, the 6th benefit of running is that running can help you explore new places. Of course, when I first read this one, I'm thinking, yeah, running in exotic locations, I want to go on running holidays, but that isn't what this is talking about. Running can help you explore your own town, your own countryside, perhaps places that you've only driven through. I'm sure there are neighborhoods very close to you that perhaps you haven't even been in. And as a runner, you get a chance to go and explore that. Now, of course, there are other great ways too. There is really not much better when you're on vacation than exploring a new place. Some of my most memorable runs have been doing just this. But you don't have to go to the far reaches of the world. As I said, explore your own neighborhood, and running can help you do that. Number 7, the 7th benefit that'll make you want to start running right now is that running is cheap. Now, guys, I don't know. Yes, running can be cheap. All you need is a pair of shoes and a pair of shorts, maybe a t-shirt, and technically you can go for a run. That is literally all you need. But ask any runner that has been running for a little while and they'll tell you that running really isn't that cheap. If you've been running for a while, you've probably noticed the price of running shoes creeping higher and higher and higher. $1,000 for a running watch is suddenly not surprising. So yes, I'm sure there are a couple of you out there that could argue that running is cheap. I would say that running is as cheap as you want to make it. Let's just leave it there. Okay, I am really enjoying all these side effects of running, because these are things that we forget as we go along. Sometimes it just helps to watch a quick YouTube video and have them pounded back into your head. But the 8th benefit of running that'll make you want to start running right away is that running can make you feel happier immediately. So according to a study of the Glasgow Caledonian University with 8,000 participants, they found that runners are happier, more positive, and have higher self-esteem than non-runners. How did they find this out? How did they determine that runners are happier than non-runners? Well, clearly they used the Oxford Happiness Scale, and runners scored an average of 4.4, where the average score of non-runners was 4. So the 9th benefit of running that'll make you want to start running right away is that running can improve your memory. And it does this because regular aerobic activity increases the size of your hippocampus, and the hippocampus is the area of the brain that is responsible for memory and learning. And this is according to a study conducted by the University of BC. But get this, the same study also found that weight training does not produce the same effects as aerobic exercise. So if you are only crushing the weights, you are more likely to forget where you put your keys than if you're a runner. With that said, if you are a runner, you've already got those brain benefits. I still need you to crush the weights on a regular basis. And the 10th benefit of running that'll make you want to start right away ties nicely into the 9th benefit of running. And that is that running sharpens your brain, sharpens the spear. So according to the University of Arizona, runners have better connected neural pathways. And those neural pathways are essential for higher level cognitive functions. And who are our neural pathways better than, you might ask? Well, sedentary people. People that sit on the sofa. Because I can pretty much guarantee that there is not one sedentary person sitting around watching my videos. I can say with confidence that you and I, we are smarter than those people. And that is strictly because we run. Pretty good. And the 11th benefit of running that'll make you want to start running right away is that you don't have to do too much of it in order to see the benefits. Now remember Dr. Stubbs from earlier? He found that benefits in reduced stress and frustration, plus an improvement in memory and decision making, occurred after just 20 minutes of running. 20 minutes may sound like a lot if you're just getting started, but past research from Stubbs showed that the benefits start to kick in after about 10 minutes of running. And those benefits increase up to about 300 minutes of running. And obviously that 300 minutes is in a week. There was also a meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine that involved a total of 230,000 participants. That study found that runners had a 27% lower risk of early death from any cause. Now those benefits that I just mentioned, those were found that they could be obtained by running just once a week or for 50 minutes a week. And get this, the risk of early death did not decrease any more if you ran more. So if you are watching this and you're not a runner and you want to run as little as possible, please run at least 50 minutes a week. Alright guys, well I had a pretty good week of running. Thanks for staying all the way to this part of the video. My fatigue level just seems to be getting a bit higher every single week, and that's okay. That is expected at this stage of my training, but I started off this week on Monday with 7.6 miles, very easy. And sometimes my easier runs feel easier than other easy runs. But when I go out for an easy run, I'm keeping my pace fairly slow. I'm trying to keep my heart rate nice and low. Tuesday was an interval day. I knocked out 9 miles, warmed up for a mile, then I did 3 2-mile intervals with 800 meters recovery in between. Then I cooled down for a mile. Those were some pretty long intervals, I gotta say. And of course, as you know, I lived down here in Florida and the weather has been warming up nicely, or not nicely for running. So that is keeping a hat on my top speed, but it's all good. We're talking about effort when we're doing these intervals. Wednesday was another easy run. I went out for 10 miles, very cruisy, keeping that heart rate nice and chill. Now, I really wanted to keep that heart rate nice and chill because on Thursday was another work day. Thursday was my tempo day. So on Thursday, I warmed up with 1.5 miles, nice and cruisy, just trying to shake out the cobwebs. And then I picked up the pace and ran tempo pace for 9 miles. Now, it was very warm, so I had to temperature adjust my pace and then cool down with just easy half-mile jog. After all that work on Thursday, it was time to take it easy. On Friday, I ran 7.7 miles, but I did run up and over the little golf cart overpass just a couple of times, but just enough so I could practice running uphill. And then I wrapped up the week on Saturday with 15.1 miles. That was my long run for the week, and that was all the time I had to squeeze in a long run. And it was good to wrap up the week with a long run because Sunday was a day that daylight saving began and I had to work, which means if I got up for my normal workout, I would have had to set my alarm for 1:40 in the morning, and that just seemed like way too early. So I threw the baby out with the bathwater and just decided to have a complete day off. And it was worth it because I actually woke up feeling pretty refreshed. Okay, my friends, tell me about your week of running. I want to know how it went. Remember, successes, setbacks in the comments. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.